All right, I'm going to start the video now, and we are going to do our 30-minute posture. And the whole idea of this is this will be recorded on our YouTube channel, and that will allow you now to go and repeat these exercises on a regular basis. So we're not going to continue posture in 2023. That's why we're doing this recording. One of the things that I like to point out with posture is that we are trying to achieve two things. We're trying to open up the areas that are completely closed. So you'll see a lot of stretches that are going to open us here, open us in the hips and the quads, and exercises that are going to strengthen the weakened muscles. And the weakened muscles are the muscles in the back, the erector spinae, low back, upper back, but also core. When you think about posture, you want to think about being upright and open. So upright is going to be strengthening your core exercises, opening by getting these muscles stretched, and strengthening all the muscles that we need in the back. So we're going to start with some stretching exercises. If you have a tube, go ahead and grab it. If you don't have a tube, you can use a belt, a broom, be a little bit harder, but you can do that. And we're going to start with the nice up and over. This is something I do, I think, every single day. It's just a kind of loosening exercise to get those shoulders moving, get some of that what we call synovial fluid in the joints, because that is what's going to help provide the, for lack of better words, the body oil that's going to keep those joints moving. So getting this going, I do it about 6, 7, 8 times. A couple more times just to get that movement up and back. Good. Just start with some stretching. And then with the tube down, the hand clasp stretch is something that you can do anytime throughout the day. But for this program, we're going to just do it 3 times. You clasp the hands behind you and then move them back and open. And then I like to say hold it for 3 to 5 breaths. So nice inhalation, exhalation. Try to keep the shoulders down. If you feel like you can lift a little higher, go a little higher. And then release, shake it out, come back and do it again. I like to start up high and then move back and then hold for 3 breaths. When you exhale, try to draw the navel in so you're engaging those core muscles. Try not to lean back, stay nice and erect. Try not to let the shoulders creep up. Shake it out, move those arms around, loosen it up, and then try it one more time. I like to start here and then move back. Drop the shoulders. See on the last one if maybe you can get maybe a little higher, a little more open. So stretching, opening up the front of that upper body. Great. And then shake all that out. And then the final stretch that we're going to do is actually going to be on the floor. I'm going to grab a mat. And this is to open up the front of our lower body. So hip flexors need to be open, our quadriceps. So if you can, I'm going to do it sideways so you can see what it looks like. You're going to kneel down. And let's start with that front leg closest to you. All you're going to do is start to walk this out and get that angle here so that we're opening up those hip flexors. It's really important to stretch the front of your lower body. If these are really tight, you end up as shuffling along instead of a nice long stride. You want to add the hand clasp stretch here again. You can do it. You can lean back a little bit. You want to try to line your heel and foot in one line. And then we're going to add to this a hamstring stretch by just shifting back, flexing that front leg, and coming forward. You can grab that foot, go right ahead. So tight hamstrings will also affect posture. They'll pull you down. So trying to lengthen the back of the leg, lengthen the front of the leg. Both will help with better posture. So hold for as long as you want. Depending on how much time you have, we're trying to keep this in a 30-minute program. So I'm going to go ahead and switch and then walk it forward. Remember when you're stretching, you want to stretch to the point of opening, but not to the point of pain. So if you feel any pain, try to change what you're doing. Hands back if you want to add that leg class stretch to this, why not? You're here, can't hurt, lean back a little if you want, and then release everything, shift your weight back, and go into that hamstring stretch. Grab the toes if you want, breathe into the lengthening of the back of that leg. So think about it, if those muscles are tight and short, it's going to pull you down. You're trying to open everything up. We're just doing 3 stretches. I'm not going to focus a lot on the stretches. And then come on in and back up. Because we want to get some of the exercises now that we need to do. So I'm going to move this aside. And if you have a towel, I'd like you to grab it right now. If you don't, you can use your hands behind your head. This up a little. Your hands behind your head like that, or a towel, or even a tube. I have a towel, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. And what this is going to do is start strengthening now our upper back. So those are the muscles that we're going to work on for strengthening. Taking that towel above your head and then pulling down and back. So if you can see, it's against my head and I'm moving back. If I was doing it with my hands, I'd have a little diamond here and I'd bring my hands behind my head and press back. I like the towel because it gives me just a little bit more resistance. So we're going to do this just a few times. Bring this up over our head, down, pressing back, and what are you squeezing? You're squeezing those upper back muscles, trapezius, your shoulder blades, back up, bring it down, and as you come, you're really trying to squeeze, move it back. It's hard for you to see that that's what I'm doing. That is absolutely what I'm doing. Back, squeeze. Let's just do this 2 more times. Back up over the head, pull, push back, squeeze those shoulder blades. Again, always watch the posture, up and back. So you're not leaning, you're not slouching. Leaving those elbows back, and then I just like to shake it all out. So let's bring the arms down, and let's do our reverse high five. If you've ever done Pilates, there's an exercise called the hundreds. It's 10 times 10, and that's what we're going to do here. So reverse high five, it's a faster movement. Every time you go back, you squeeze those shoulder blades. So let's do 10 sets of 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. And 2, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Squeeze. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 2, 3, 2, 9, 10, 10, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it out. So upper back squeezing. Let's go to the arms back up now, and this is our goalpost squeeze. So my arms are in a goalpost, right? And it's a pulse of 8 back. We'll do it 5 times. So all you're doing is pressing back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, release. Back up and squeeze, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, release. Shake it out. Back up and press, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shake it out. 2 more times. Press, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And come on down. Good. One more time. And back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. Shake it out. All right. Now, if you can back into a wall or a door, we're going to do our wall angels. And we're going to try to do these on the floor as well. And if all you can do is get the back of the hands against the wall and you can't move it, that's fine. So I'm going to back up into the mirror here, placing the back of my hand against the wall, back of my head. Now, if you can get your heels and your back there as well, that's great. With me doing that, I'm not going to get a lot of movement up, but I'm going to stay here. Now you can walk away a little bit, and with that, you can get that movement up. But if for you, the challenge is just getting the back of the hands, the back of the arms against the wall, just stay with that. I'm going to stay with that and back up. I've also run out of little real estate up here, so I can't go up high. But if you can, wall angels, it's like snow angels. Your arms are going to go up and come back down. Just going to stay for a few more moments, pressing against that wall. You should at least feel your upper back here. Back of your hands, back of your arms, and release. So right about now, you should be really feeling that upper back. And I hope tomorrow or the next day you feel that. All right, so now we're going to grab our tube and we're going to do a little bit of resistance using the tube. We're going to do that high row, okay? So this one, actually, we're not going to do the high row. We're going to start with the middle row. Sorry, I had to look at my notes. I tried to pick out the best exercises. There are so many exercises that we can do for posture. But I tried to pick out ones that are doable and you can get through. So this is a reverse fly. So I have the tube between the hands, and the tube is important. And then I'm going to bring it back so that the tube is touching my chest and my arms are straight. So let's do this 8 times. Extend those arms back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and release. Shoulders are down. Change your resistance if you need to. Squeeze and release. Good. Let's do that again. Make sure the tube touches your chest. So that gives you a point. Okay? Back and come back in. And we do that 5 more times. Squeeze those shoulder blades, arms are straight. If you're bending the elbow, you're losing it. Good. 3 more times. Back, squeeze, release. Back, squeeze, release. 2 more times, I think. Might have lost count. 1 more time. Squeeze. Great. Now shake all that out. And now we're going to continue with the tube for a high row. So with the high row, you can have a little more resistance. I like to hold the handle in my hand, wrap it around the hand a couple times, go to the other hand, wrap it around, and then finally split stance. Arms up high. We're going to do 16 with both hands pulling. Every time you pull, you squeeze those shoulder blades together. 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Squeeze those shoulder blades. 7. You determine the resistance. Depends on the kind of tube you're holding and where you're placing your hands. 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now right and left. Pull with the right and pull with the left. And pull with the right and pull with the left. 4 more. That's 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now just 4 together. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and right and left. 4, 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. That is it. Bring that tube down, stretch all that out, And I think that is all that we're going to do standing. So, started with our stretches with that tube, the hand clasp and on the floor, and then we went into some strengthening exercises. So right now, you should be feeling that upper back. Now we're going to work on some opening of the front of the body on the floor. So we're going to do a little bit of Cobra and a little bit of Superman and some core exercises that are going to help us with strengthening the front of our body. Remember, your abdominal muscles are what's going to keep you upright. So we're not going to be doing crunches. We're going to be doing more of the lengthening, strengthening abdominal exercises, some low back work to strengthen those muscles in the low back, because nothing that we did here worked on the low back. And then I think that's going to be it, and maybe some shoulder exercises. So coming down now on the mat, you want to adjust for your own strength and flexibility. I am the worst. I almost didn't include some of these exercises because I have the hardest time with them. But we teach what we need to learn the most, right? So we're going to start with Cobra. And I think that if you've done any yoga at all, any exercise classes, you know what Cobra is, but I'm going to go through it. You're all the way down on your stomach, hands are under your shoulders, and all you're trying to do is lift the upper part of your torso. And that lift is going to be coming from these muscles back here, your erector spinning muscles. All right, so we're going to come all the way down. Your forehead is down on the floor. Let me move this a little bit, but you cannot see me over here. Good, that should do it. And that should do it. So face is completely down. We're going to just do 3 lifts with Cobra. So my hands are by my shoulders, elbows close to my body. Inhale, exhale, and just lift up as much as you can. Doesn't have to be high. Feel those muscles in the upper back, and let yourself come back down. Now what I want you to think about doing on the second one is trying to pull your hands towards your feet, trying to push your head forward. You're not really moving, but it's opening a little more. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'll try to explain it as we do it. So hands by your shoulders, elbows close into you. Inhale, exhale, and you're just going to lift up. And now try to bring your head forward a little bit. Use the heel of the hands, pushing back a little, come up maybe a little higher, and then let yourself come back down and release. All right, we're going to do that one more time. See if you can come up a little higher. Inhale, exhale. Opening, feel that low back, ease yourself back down, and you're going to push back into child's pose as a release. So you can open the knees with the feet together, rest that head, arms down by your side, and release. So that is Cobra, and that's going to take us to the next exercise, which is what I call Superwoman. And so you start off pushing up with your hands, but then you let the hands go. Your arms go out, back, in, and down. Okay, so you're actually going to be lifting up off the floor. So there's a little bit more load to the low back. So just pay attention. I don't get up that high at all. Like I said, this is where I'm the least strong and flexible. So we're just going to do it 3 times, starting with your head down, hands down by, just like you did in Cobra. You're going to push up and then let the hands off the floor, arms out to the side. Reach back, come back in, lower down. Whew. Don't watch me. All right, hands by your side. Push up, let go. Arms out to the side, reach back, come back in, lower back down. Ooh. You can tell there's a lot more load on that low back. There you go. Do what you can. Push up, release the hands, arms out to the side. Reach back, come back in, lower down, and this time you're gonna push back into child's pose, and then come into all fours for cat dog. So we're gonna round the spine, and then reverse and open. One more time, getting a nice stretch. Draw, chin to chest, and open up. All right, now this is gonna feel good because we're gonna get on our back now and do some exercises for our abdominals, working our side waist muscles. I'm gonna come sideways so you can see me this way. Your feet are off the floor. You're gonna try to keep them in a nice 90-degree angle. And we're gonna do our knee side to side. So you're gonna let those knees go over to the left side and hover. Use those oblique and abdominal muscles. Exhale, shh, come into center. My palms are up, I'm not pushing into the floor. Come over to the other side. Inhale, exhale, come back up. Good, let's do that one more time. To one side. Exhale up, over to the other side, and up. You can do a few more of those if you want. We're kind of short on time a little bit. So I'm gonna stop with just 4, but 8 would be even better. But this is gonna help us transition to dead bug. So dead bug is another abdominal exercise. And what I'm gonna do is drop one foot to the floor and then the other foot to the floor. So that already is going to engage my transverse lower abdominal muscles. But if I add opposite arm going back, that adds a lot more load. So let's go ahead and try that. Opposite arm goes away, heel touches the floor, exhale, bring it in. Opposite arm away, exhale, shh. Good. Take it away, exhale and bring it in. Away, exhale, bring it in. Let's do a couple more, and one more. Exhale and bring it in, hug those knees in, lift that head, and get a nice stretch. All right, let's come on over into our plank, because without plank, you're not going to strengthen those muscles in that elongated position. So actually, just because we're running a little bit short on time, I'm going to show you plank and ask you to consider holding it for a minute if you can. So the way I like to start plank is on my knees and my forearms, and then I take one leg out, other leg out, bracing everything, hold by drawing the navel in, pressing the heels away, try not to let my head drop, try not to look around, and if I want to add any more to it, there's a lot of variations that can make this exercise a lot harder. So do what works for you, hold it for as long as you can. When you're done, I always like to stretch out that back by sitting back and getting a nice stretch. All right. We want to do a couple more exercises, and one of them I prefer doing seated, and that is the low row. So this is another strengthening exercise for the upper back, but we're working at the lower part of those shoulder blade muscles. So taking the tube around your feet, if you can just throw it around your feet and do it from there. Be careful it doesn't slip off. I start on the top on my shoelaces and then bring it around the side in through the center, and that way it's a little bit more secure. And we're just going to do a short set. You're sitting up tall. You're going to squeeze those arms behind and come on in. If that's not enough resistance, cross the handles, grab lower. Let's do 16, back, in, pull, release, squeeze, release, sit up tall, you should feel those abdominal muscles working as you're doing this. And 8 more. Back, you're trying to get those elbows to touch behind you, which of course we know they're not going to, but that's the direction that they should be going. 4 more, 3, 2, and pulse. 8 pulses. Back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Slow for 4, 3, 2, and 8 again. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slow it down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then bring those feet in, stretch that out a little bit. Drop the chin. And let's finish with one more exercise, which is the thoracic spine rotation. So this is actually, we're gonna do one more first. I forgot, floor angels. I promised you those. This is another version of the wall angels. Actually a little bit simpler because you have a little bit more support. I'm gonna come forward a little bit. You're gonna start with the goalpost arms and the wall angel, just like snow angels. Arms are gonna straighten. Now you probably can do it. Once you start to feel them lifting, bring it back in. So you start at the goalpost, and then you go out to a Y. Goalpost, out to a Y. All right, let's just try a few of those because we're really kind of out of time, but we're gonna keep going. All right, so just 5. Goalpost, slide it out to your wall angel, bring it back in. Let's do that again. Goalpost and out, and bring it in. Goalpost and out, and bring it in. Out, further maybe, and come on in, and try that one more time. Get that Y, and come on in. Good. Bring those knees in, hug those knees. And what we're going to do with these knees is take your arms all the way out to the side, and then roll all the way over to the left side, and bring your arm all the way over so your hands meet. So I hope you can see. I'm all the way on my left side. My right hand is on top of my left, and this is a really good thoracic spine rotation. That right arm comes up, follow it with your torso, all the way out to the side, and then bring it right back in. Try to keep those knees together. All right, line those knees up, lift up, go as far as you can, don't strain, and come on in. And then bring those knees to the center, over to the right, and we'll do a couple on this side. So do one where the knees move and one where the knees don't, okay? Let's say the first one, you can let those knees move a little bit. So all the way on the right side, left hand on top of the right. Your knees can move with you a little bit. Lift up, go over, follow it with your head. Okay, I made it all the way over. Now I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna try to keep those knees together. I'm gonna lift up, out, and I'm not gonna be able to go as far, but I'm getting a good spine rotation. Come back in and bring it in. Into the center and bring yourself up. So that last one, the spine rotation, it's important for posture that you also have some mobility in your spine. So to conclude with posture, what are the most important things that we're trying to do? We're trying to open up the muscles that are constantly closed by doing some of those up and over, hand clasp, any of the exercises against the wall that's opening up the front of the body, cobra. We're also trying to strengthen the muscles that stay stretched by doing our rows with the tube, by doing any of our presses back, constantly squeezing those upper back muscles. And then finally, trying to strengthen these core muscles that keep us upright. So think about, when you're walking down the street, think about these muscles keeping you upright. As soon as they collapse, we collapse. So staying upright, and a little trick I use every once in a while is I flip my hands out. So if you're open like this, You don't have to keep walking like that. You know, I don't walk down the street like this. But when I find myself closed, I just turn those hands out and that opens me up. Try to engage your core. Try to think about the chest open, upper back strong, and hopefully we'll have good posture from here on out. So that concludes it. Thank you, Sheridan, for joining. And if you're watching this on YouTube, keep watching it. Do it a bazillion times.